Are you looking for 7 best things to do in Maldives? With 190 islands, you have lots of territory to explore. Despite the several isles, maximum traffic virtually living room on the palatial motel in their choice, while vacationers ought to clearly unwind. Some tours ought to additionally be at the itinerary. For 1, the capital metropolis of Malé bustles with pastime from the fishing docks to the National Museum. If you're a scuba diver, you cannot omit the riveting Maldives Victory shipwreck and the shark-crammed fish head place. And remember approximately the seashores. The gentle sands fade into colorful reefs below brilliantly blue waters. Here is the list of 7 best things to do in Maldives. 1. Maldives Beaches. Many tourists head to the Maldives completely to loosen up at the seashore. And for true reason, the sugar white sand and hanging blue water make for the best seashore holiday backdrop. Most island lodges provide their very own personal stretches of sand, whole with living room chairs and umbrellas. Some lodges that boast significantly stunning seashores consist of the St. Regis Maldives Vomuli Resort, AAV Motel, Coco Island, Hulhumushi Island Resort and Angsana Ayuru. Past traffic stated the seashore scenes withinside the Maldives are tough to describe. Pronouncing their splendor is unparalleled. There are public seashores on a handful of Maldivian islands. 11 though traffic have to be included as sporting revealing apparel is illegal. A very few bikini seashores permit sun seekers to put on common bathing suits. However, vacationers endorse sticking to the seashores on or close to your island. In addition to lounging at the seashore, vacationers can revel in numerous water sports sports withinside the Maldives. Many lodges provide gadget for rent, occasionally blanketed with inside the room rate. Windsurfing, canoeing, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, and browsing are only some water sports alternatives famous withinside the Maldives. Some lodges provide different video games and sports like seashore volleyball for traffic to revel in. 2. Malé. Malé is one of the world's smallest capital towns at simply 2.2 rectangular miles. However, it packs withinside the human beings and points of interest. Top points of interest to test out withinside the capital metropolis consist of Republic Square. This inexperienced rectangular is located at the northern fringe of Malé and covered with palm trees. The rectangular became built in 1989 and functions a flagpole with the nation's biggest Maldivian flag waving proudly. This place is likewise a famous spot for locals to meet. The National Museum. After the Maldives have become a republic, the youth set up the National Museum, located withinside the former Sultan's palace. The museum has preserved precious relics considering 1952. Here, traffic are dealt with to a show of regal objects, ornate attire, coins, royal sunshades, earrings and thrones. There are even artifacts from the pre-Islamic era, nearly 1,000 years ago. The National Museum welcomes traffic from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Sunday through Thursday. However, price tag income finish at 4 p.m. Admission prices 100 rufias for adults and 50 rufias for youngsters. The museum is only a quick stroll south of Republic Square. Sultan Park, located adjoining to the National Museum. Sultan Park is an open and experienced area for locals and traffic to revel in. The park functions sculptures, playgrounds, greenery and fountains, similarly to pathways for taking walks and benches for whilst you want to rest. However, preceding vacationers warn that foreigners want to pay to go into the park. Some say the park is excellent in case you're touring with youngsters, however in any other case underwhelming, and now no longer really well worth the access fee. Park access prices among 75 and 100 rufias relying on whilst you visit. The park is open every day, however numerous hours apply. As you meander alongside the metropolis's thoroughfares, you may additionally note several mosques. Although you could need to assignment enter, be careful and polite. Foreigners, in particular non-Muslim ones, aren't welcome in a few. 3. Scuba diving and snorkeling. With distinctly clean water and thriving marine lifestyles, the Maldives makes for excellent surroundings for scuba diving and snorkeling. Many lodges function reefs so near vacationers can without difficulty swim from the seashore, at the same time as others provide snorkeling tours wherein a ship, an excursion operator shipping you to deeper waters, or even greater colorful reefs. Meanwhile, amateur and pro scuba divers can revel in dive journeys across the Maldives. All scuba divers are required to do an preliminary guided orientation dive earlier than any extra dives. Skilled scuba divers ought to convey their dive certification and logbook as well. Most scuba divers may match on one or dives prepared through their motel or spend their Maldives holiday on a live aboard vessel. which travels to one-of-a-kind dive websites every day. Divers and snorkelers have been very inspired with the sort of fish and sea lifestyles they noticed with inside the Maldivian waters. Many additionally had excessive reward for the pleasant and informed excursion operators. Some of the maximum famous fish you could see with inside the Maldives consist of butterfly fish, clownfish, angelfish, and parrotfish, similarly to stingrays, whale sharks, reef sharks, and eels. Keep in mind, there are numerous risky sorts of fish and marine lifestyles that inhabit the waters surrounding the Maldives. You'll need to keep away from getting too near lionfish, triggerfish, moray eels, sharks, and stingrays, as stings or bites from those animals may be fatal. A true rule of thumb is to live approximately 8 ft away. 4. Male fish market. If you desire to trap a glimpse of Maldivians' everyday lives, appearance no in addition than the male fish market. This is the industrial epicenter of arguably the USA's maximum critical industry, fishing. Here, the foot visitors peaks with inside the afternoon as fishermen from the whole USA sail proper as much as the threshold of the marketplace and dump the everyday trap. Tuna is the maximum famous fish for sale. However, you may discover a few different sorts as well. Visitors say looking the employees fillet and smooth the fish is impressive. You may want to even select out up a few clean fish for dinner when you have a facility to put together a meal. Though, a few preceding vacationers warn communicate can be tough right here, as a few Maldivian fishermen do now no longer communicate fluent English. There isn't any set beginning and final instances for marketplace. However, you may discover the satisfactory choice in early morning and among 3 and 4 p.m. with inside the afternoon. The male fish market is positioned alongside the internal harbor at the north facet of the island, simply west of Republic Square. 5. Hukuru Miskiiy. Hukuru Miskiiy, additionally referred to as the Old Friday Mosque, dates return to 1656 and is the oldest mosque with inside the USA. The outside is made from coral stone and functions complex designs and inscriptions from the Quran. While it could appear underwhelming to the common tourist from the outdoor, the inner of this mosque shows complex woodwork and terrific inlays. Although admission is free, non-Muslim traffic are required to get permission from a professional of the Ministry of Islamic Affairs earlier than entering. You ought to get dressed conservatively in case you need to benefit access to the mosque and plan on touring outdoor of prayer instances. Your satisfactory probabilities to get in are Sunday through Thursday earlier than the midday prayer. Spiritual offerings are carried out on Friday and Saturday. You'll discover the mosque on Hulhumushi, simply north of Vilana International Airport. 6. Mound of Victory. The Mound of Victory sunk in 1981 after hitting a reef. Now, the dive webpage draws scuba aficionados' way to its in particular tough currents and the wealthy sea lifestyles that has made the destroyer a sight to behold. The Mound of Victory rests beneath the waves at the Hulhumushi House Reef, which stretches among Malé and Hulhumushi. Experts say this web page is appropriate year-round, and make certain to take one of these professionals with you, considering currents right here may be risky. Scuba diving tours variety in price, relying at the vital stage of instruction, the quantity of apartment gadget, and transportation to and from the dive web page. Be certain to test together along with your motel concierge for greater info and to assist make preparations for you. 7. Maldives Spas. Travelers in search of closing rest ought to e-book a spa treatment at the same time as touring the Maldives. Many of the lodges with inside the Maldives provide their very own spa on web page and use island source components of their remedies, consisting of papaya, seaweed, and pineapple. Services variety from common massages and facials to signature alternatives like citrus hydrating frame remedies and custom-designed acupuncture and chakra balancing. The Maldives is likewise domestic to the primary underwater spa with inside the world, Within Spa. What's greater, numerous lodges host yoga instructions that supplement the spa rest and well-being offerings.